If I told you there's a bird capable of killing a human with a single kick, would you believe me? Or that another one can poison you just by touching it? Birds are symbols of freedom and peace, but in nature, even wings can hide darkness. On this planet, there are species so aggressive, so powerful, or so venomous that their attacks have left real victims behind. Birds with claws the size of knives, beaks strong enough to crush bone, and behaviors so unpredictable that even scientists still can't fully understand them. Some hunt from the sky, others patrol the ground like living dinosaurs. But they all have one thing in common. When they attack, nothing can stop them. Today, you're going to discover the 15 most dangerous birds in the world. Some live in remote places, and others might be flying right above your head right now. Get ready, because what you're about to see will change the way you look at the sky. Forever. Welcome to Curiometro. Number 15. Great Cormorant. In the lakes and coastlines of Europe, Asia, and Africa lives a bird that at first glance seems harmless. Black, elegant, long-necked, with a sharp, focused stare. But behind that silhouette hides an efficient predator and, in some cases, a devastating force for the ecosystem. The Great Cormorant is an expert fisherman. It can dive between 5 and 10 meters deep and stay underwater for more than a minute. It hunts with surgical precision, propelling itself with its feet while using its hooked beak like a harpoon. The danger isn't just its skill, but what happens when hundreds of them gather. These birds form colonies so large they can wipe out the entire fish population of a lake in a matter of weeks. Fishermen know it well. When cormorants arrive, the fish disappear. Its aggressiveness also shows within the colony. Fights over territory or mates are violent, with pecks capable of opening deep wounds. In some countries, they're even considered a pest, and measures have been taken to control their spread. But the most surprising thing is their intelligence. They can hunt cooperatively, coordinating like an underwater army. The Great Cormorant isn't feared because of its size, but because of its impact. Wherever it settles, it leaves an empty space, both in the water and in the natural balance. Number 14. European Herring Gull. In the gray skies of Europe and North America, a white figure with outstretched wings seems to float gracefully above the sea. It looks like a symbol of freedom, right? But get too close to its nest and you'll discover its true nature. The European herring gull, one of the most common birds in the Northern Hemisphere, is also one of the most hot-tempered. During breeding season, its behavior changes completely. If it perceives a threat, whether it's a dog, a drone, or a person walking along the beach, it dives straight toward the intruder's head. It does so at speeds surpassing 40 kilometers per hour, striking with a beak sharp enough to cut skin. But the most terrifying part is that they don't attack alone. Their calls summon the entire flock, and within seconds, the sky can fill with dozens of furious birds defending their territory. In coastal cities, their boldness goes even further. They've learned to steal food straight from people's hands, raid markets, and snatch fries with astonishing precision. Some attacks have resulted in real injuries and even hospitalizations due to head blows. Despite their peaceful-looking flight, European herring gulls have proven to be true strategists of urban chaos. They don't need claws or venom, just organization, boldness, and a level of coordination that few land animals can match. Number 13. Canada Goose. In parks, lakes, and golf courses across North America and Europe, a familiar silhouette seems to decorate peaceful landscapes. An elegant bird with a long neck and a loud voice. But behind that serene appearance lies one of the most temperamental animals in the avian world. The Canada goose is a symbol of migration and endurance, but also a territorial defense machine. During breeding season, anything that approaches its nest becomes an instant threat. It doesn't matter if it's a dog, a person, or even a vehicle. The goose drops its wings, stretches its neck, emits a deep hiss, and then attacks. Its pecks and wing strikes can be so strong that they've caused fractures and bruises in unsuspecting humans. In some cases, people have ended up in the hospital not because of the injuries themselves, but from falling while trying to escape. But the danger doesn't end on land. These birds, which fly in perfect V formations, have been involved in real aviation incidents. In 2009, a flock of Canada geese struck a plane in New York, causing total engine failure. The pilot had to perform an emergency landing on the Hudson River. From that moment on, their reputation changed forever. Today, in many cities, they're considered almost invasive. Bold, aggressive, and surprisingly intelligent, Canada geese fear nothing. And if one drops its wings and stares straight at you, run. It's not greeting you. It's about to attack. Number 12. Mute Swan. In the calm lakes and rivers of Europe and North America lives one of the most elegant, and at the same time most unpredictable, birds in the world. The mute swan, with its immaculate white plumage and long curved neck, looks like a living sculpture gliding across the water. Its beauty has inspired legends, poems, and symbols of eternal love. But behind that peaceful image lies an explosive temper. During breeding season, the mute swan transforms. It becomes extremely territorial, and anything that comes near its nest, whether it's a duck, a dog, or a person, is treated as a threat. When it feels invaded, it lowers its neck, spreads its wings more than 2 meters wide, and charges with impressive force. Its blows can fracture bones, capsize kayaks, and cause deadly falls into the water. In fact, there are documented cases of swimmers dying while trying to escape an enraged swan. What's most curious is that, despite its aggression, the mute swan does not produce a loud call. Its silence comes from a trachea different from that of other species, giving it an even more unsettling aura. It attacks without warning, without a single honk. On the surface, it seems like a symbol of peace, but in the water, the mute swan defends its kingdom with the ferocity of a predator. So if you ever see one swimming toward you, remember that beauty can attack. Number 11. Andean Condor. Across the endless mountains of the Andes, where the air is thin and the valleys seem to touch the sky, reigns a gigantic shadow, the Andean Condor. It is the largest flying bird on the planet, with a wingspan that can exceed 3 meters and a weight close to 15 kilos. For the peoples of South America, it is a symbol of power and freedom, but beneath that majesty lies a creature capable of intimidating without moving a single feather. The condor doesn't hunt like an eagle, it waits for death. Its specialty is carrion, but its size and razor-sharp beak make it a feared cleaner of the mountains. With a single pull, it can tear the hide of a large animal and open the torso of a cow as if it were paper. In rural areas, ranchers have reported attacks on live calves, and its mere presence is enough to unsettle an entire herd. Its flight is silent, almost supernatural. It can glide for hours without flapping, riding the warm mountain currents. From above, it watches everything, and when it descends, the shadow it casts on the ground feels like a warning. The Andean Condor is a living legend, a guardian of the cycle of life, but also a reminder that even the most sacred symbols can inspire fear. Because when the condor descends, there is no sound, only the silence of the end. Number 10. Bald eagle. Across the open skies of North America, an unmistakable silhouette rises through the air currents. Its white head contrasts with its dark body, and its piercing gaze seems to catch everything happening below. This is the bald eagle, the emblem of the United States and one of the most powerful raptors on the continent. With a wingspan that can reach 2.5 meters and talons the size of a human hand, this predator combines elegance with brutal strength. It hunts from the heights, watching in silence before diving at more than 150 kilometers per hour. Its talons, sharp as blades, close with enough force to kill its prey in seconds. Fish make up most of its diet, but its opportunistic nature turns it into a true aerial thief. It steals prey from other birds, attacks small domestic animals, and has even been seen flying off with puppies and cats. During breeding season, everything changes. The bald eagle becomes extremely territorial, and any intruder approaching its nest, humans included, can be attacked with chilling precision. In those moments, its majestic flight becomes a feathered missile. Although it is a symbol of freedom, few people know it can be deadly. In North American skies, its shadow is both a national pride and a warning. Even the most glorious symbols can dive with lethal intent when defending what they love. Number 9. Eurasian Eagle-Owl. In the dark forests of Europe and Asia, when night falls and silence takes over, a pair of orange eyes cuts through the shadows. It's not a flashlight. It's the Eurasian Eagle-Owl, one of the largest and most feared nocturnal predators on Earth. With a wingspan that can reach 2 meters and a weight close to 3 kilos, this owl commands respect the moment it spreads its wings. Its feathers allow it to fly without making a sound, and its talons, sharp as an eagle's, are true instruments of execution. It hunts in absolute silence, descending onto its prey without the slightest warning. Mice, young foxes, and even other birds stand no chance. But the most unsettling part is that if someone gets too close to its territory or nest, it can attack humans. In Europe, there are documented cases of hikers injured by its talons, which can pierce thick leather and leave deep cuts. A single strike can knock down a full-grown adult. Unlike other owls, the Eurasian eagle-owl doesn't flee from confrontation. If it feels threatened, it stands its ground, feathers raised, beak open, emitting a deep, grave screech that sounds like something from a horror film. In the darkness, that sound is enough to freeze your blood. Majestic, silent, and deadly, the Eurasian eagle-owl is the embodiment of the night, invisible when it wants to be, implacable when it decides to attack. Where its shadow falls, nature goes silent. Number 8. Barn owl. In open fields and abandoned barns across every continent except Antarctica, a pale, silent figure glides through the night. Its round face, framed by a heart-shaped facial disc, shines under the moonlight like a mask. It is the barn owl, one of the most recognizable birds in the world, and also one of the most misunderstood. It measures just over 30 centimeters, but its flight is so silent that it can pass within centimeters of its prey without making a single sound. Its plumage, designed to absorb air currents, makes it a perfect hunter. Yet behind its delicate appearance hides surprising ferocity. Its talons, as sharp as needles, can pierce a rodent's skull in a single movement, and when it feels cornered, it doesn't hesitate to defend itself, using an intimidating posture with open wings and screeches that sound like something out of a nightmare. Its reputation has also been shaped by superstition. In many cultures, its nighttime appearance is associated with death or bad omens. That pale face and ghost-like flight have inspired stories, myths, and even scenes in horror films. But behind the myth lies a fascinating truth. The barn owl has such precise hearing that it can locate prey in complete darkness, guided only by sound. In total silence, it hunts, watches, and disappears. And if you ever see one floating among the shadows, remember, not everything that flies at night brings peace. Number 7. Hooded Pitohui. In the tropical rainforests of New Guinea, where the air is thick and birdsong never stops, lives a striking bird with intense colors. An orange body, a black head, and bright, alert eyes. At first glance, it looks like just another tropical species. But the hooded Pitohui hides a secret that makes it unique among birds. It is venomous. Its feathers and skin contain batrachotoxin, one of the most lethal substances in the animal kingdom, the same toxin found in the poison dart frogs of the Amazon. This venom acts on the nervous system, paralyzing muscles and stopping the heart at sufficiently high doses. Touching a Pitohui with bare hands can cause numbness, burning, or a tingling electric sensation on the skin. What's fascinating is how it acquired this ability. Scientists discovered that the venom doesn't originate in the bird itself, but in the toxic insects it eats. These insects accumulate the toxin in their tissues, and the Pitohui, by feeding on them, becomes a biological defense machine. A bird no predator wants to taste twice. Local people have known this for generations. They recognize it by its metallic smell and bitter taste, and they avoid hunting or cooking it. In New Guinea, they say touching one brings death to your fingers. The hooded Pitohui proves that in nature, survival isn't always about strength. Sometimes it disguises itself in bright colors and kills with silent poison. Number 6. Philippine Eagle. Deep within the tropical rainforests of the Philippines, among trees towering over 60 meters tall and rains that fall year-round, lives a legendary hunter. This is the Philippine Eagle, one of the largest and most powerful birds on the planet. With a wingspan of more than 2 meters, it can bring down a small deer or an adult monkey with a single blow. Its gaze is as intense as its reputation. From a high branch, it waits patiently for the perfect moment to strike. The impact is brutal. Its talons close with the force of a Rottweiler's bite, piercing its victim before it has time to react. Unlike other eagles, it doesn't settle for small prey. Its diet includes sizable mammals, snakes, and even flying foxes. But what makes it even more impressive is how rare it is. Fewer than 400 individuals remain in the wild, making it a critically endangered species. Its habitat has been destroyed by deforestation and illegal hunting, and every encounter with a human can mean danger for both sides. In the Philippines, they call it Herring Gull, the king of birds, a well-earned title. Its presence symbolizes power, but also fragility, a reminder that even the most formidable predators can be pushed to the edge of extinction. Number 5. Crowned Eagle. In the dense forests of sub-Saharan Africa, between shifting shadows and shafts of sunlight, rises a silent hunter with a gaze that intimidates even the most agile monkeys. This is the crowned eagle, one of the most powerful raptors on the continent, and without a doubt, one of the most feared. Its name comes from the crest of feathers adorning its head, as if it wore a natural crown. But its reign is not symbolic. It is built on raw strength and lethal precision. With a wingspan that can exceed 2 meters and talons as large as those of a young leopard, this eagle can bring down prey heavier than itself. It has been documented hunting monkeys, hyraxes, and even small antelope. Its attacks are rapid, calculated, and brutal. It launches from the top of a tree, hits with bone-crushing force, and lifts its victim within seconds. But the most shocking and chilling fact is that there are confirmed cases of attacks on humans. In rural regions, there have been reports of small children taken by crowned eagles, mistaken for prey. Although rare, these incidents reveal the true power of this hunter. Despite its ferocity, the crowned eagle also faces threats. Deforestation and poaching have drastically reduced its numbers. Even so, in the African forests, its shadow still commands respect. When its silhouette cuts across the sun, even the monkeys fall silent, because the true king of the forest is hunting. Number 4. Harpy Eagle. In the humid rainforests of Central and South America, where the vegetation is so dense that sunlight barely slips through, lives one of the most imposing creatures in the animal kingdom. With gray feathers, a severe expression, and talons that resemble steel tools, the harpy eagle is the most powerful aerial predator in the Western Hemisphere. Its wingspan exceeds 2 meters, and its talons can reach 13 centimeters, nearly the size of a brown bear's claws. From the treetops, the harpy watches in absolute silence, motionless, waiting for the slightest movement. When it spots its prey, a monkey, a sloth, or even a small deer, it launches in a dive with such speed and precision that the impact alone can be fatal. It gives no second chances. Once its talons close, nothing escapes. Yet despite its ferocity, it does not kill impulsively. It hunts with strategy, using its sharp hearing and vision to detect even the faintest noise in the forest. In some Amazonian communities, it is considered a mythic creature, a guardian of the forest, or even a messenger of the gods. Its crown of feathers, which rises when it feels threatened, has inspired legends for centuries. Today, the harpy eagle is endangered. Deforestation has destroyed much of its habitat, and its majestic silhouette is becoming increasingly rare. Still, it remains a symbol of untamed power, because in the jungle, even silence knows who is in command. Number 3. Emu. Across the vast plains of Australia, where the sun beats relentlessly on the red earth, a tall figure runs through swirling dust clouds. It cannot fly, yet it dominates the landscape with its speed and imposing presence. This is the emu, the second largest bird on the planet, surpassed only by the ostrich. Its appearance is unusual: a long neck, coarse feathers that resemble hair, and legs so powerful they can break bones with a single kick. Emus can reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour and travel more than 20 kilometers a day in search of food, but their true power shows when they feel threatened. Standing nearly 2 meters tall and equipped with sharp claws on each foot, a single kick to a predator's abdomen can be fatal. In the wild Australian landscape, few animals dare face them head-on. Despite their size, emus are not hunters. They are nomads, feeding on fruit, seeds, and insects, constantly moving across the land. However, their temperament can be unpredictable. During breeding season, males guard the eggs with surprising ferocity and will not hesitate to attack if someone gets too close. Curiously, the emu also played a role in a real war. In 1932, the Australian Army attempted to control its population and lost. Since then, the emu has become a symbol of resistance, proof that in Australia, even birds can defeat humans. Number 2. Ostrich. In the vast savannas of Africa, where predators lurk among the tall golden grass, there is a bird that doesn't need to fly to dominate its environment. Standing 2 meters tall and weighing up to 130 kilos, the ostrich is the unquestioned giant of the bird world. Its fierce gaze and long legs are not only built for running, they are built for killing. The ostrich can reach speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour, outrunning most terrestrial animals. But if it cannot escape, it defends itself with devastating force. Each foot ends in 2 powerful toes, one of them armed with a claw that works like a blade. A single kick aimed at the chest or abdomen of a predator or a human can be fatal. There are documented cases of people injured and even killed by one strike. Unlike many birds, the ostrich does not need to hide. Its height allows it to scan vast distances and detect threats before they approach. When cornered, it lowers its neck, spreads its wings, and charges with a combination of speed, weight, and precision. It is a spectacle as impressive as it is dangerous. And despite its enormous size, the ostrich remains an elegant runner, almost impossible to catch. In a continent ruled by lions, hyenas, and cheetahs, this bird proves that sometimes the best defense is a kick powerful enough to kill a lion. Number 1. Southern Cassowary. In the tropical rainforests of northern Australia and Papua New Guinea, where humidity turns the air into mist and the trees form towering green walls, lives a bird that seems to have stepped out of the prehistoric past. With its blue, horn-like casque, bright red neck, and muscular legs, the southern cassowary doesn't just resemble a dinosaur, it behaves like one. It stands over 2 meters tall and can weigh more than 70 kilos. But its true power lies in its legs. Each one ends in 3 toes, and the middle toe carries a curved 12-centimeter claw as sharp as a dagger. When threatened, the cassowary lowers its body, spreads its wings like shields, and unleashes a kick capable of tearing through flesh and bone. There are records of humans being seriously injured, and in extreme cases killed by those blows. Despite its reputation, the cassowary does not seek conflict. It is a solitary bird that spends its days wandering the forest, feeding on fallen fruit. However, if someone blocks its path, or worse, comes between it and its chicks, the reaction is immediate. It can run more than 50 kilometers per hour, jump over a meter high, and attack with instinctive precision. In the world of birds, none combines beauty, power, and danger quite like the cassowary. It is, without question, the most dangerous bird on Earth, and the last living reminder of an era when birds ruled the planet. 15 birds that shatter every assumption about airborne danger, from the cormorant that attacks in colonies to the cassowary that can disembowel you with a single kick. Some carry lethal venom in their feathers, others hunt with claws designed to pierce skulls, and a few combine everything: massive size, impossible speed, and a total willingness to attack without provocation. The next time you look at the sky or walk through a forest, remember that birds are not just creatures of song and graceful flight. They are direct descendants of dinosaurs, and some never forgot how to be predators. Which of these 15 birds shocked you the most, and why? Tell me in the comments. If this video surprised you, give it a like, subscribe to Curiometro, and ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. See you in the next one, Curious Mind.